Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Respected management of RJIT, the coordinator, Dr. Abhishek, co-coordinator, professors, researchers, delegates, colleagues, and participants. A very good evening to you all. Namaskar, Vandan, Abhinandan. Before starting my presentation, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to both coordinators for giving me this opportunity to interact with you all. The topic of this FDP, as Professor Abhishek told, coined by him, application of AI in automobile engineering is indeed the need of the hour. I sincerely appreciate coordinator and co-coordinator for conceptualizing such a relevant and futuristic theme. While reviewing the FDP schedule, at the same time, I attended 15 to 20 minutes talk of the Professor Abhishek. I noticed several insightful topics, including use of MATLAB for automobile engineering, exploring vehicle dynamics, intrusion detection in IOV, creating tamper-proof digital passports, protecting data integrity, wireless communication in vehicles, and today's presentation on AI in vehicle communication have already been excellently covered by various experts. And really, participants would be delighted to attend such a meaningful as well as fruitful FDP. This time is very odd, but hope I try my level best to interact with you all and make this presentation that is interactive as well as beneficial for you all. My presentation today is on theme that is human-centric AI. Before my lecture, as Professor Abhishek covered, AI, salt and sugar, then definitely we'll focus on that part is that human-centric AI in Industry 5.0, collaborating with Cobots in auto manufacturing. Aligns perfectly with the overall MDP theme. Before we begin our journey in the world of artificial intelligence, collaborative robots, let us take a deep breath together. Vasudev Kutumbakam. The world is one family. This timeless truth from Maha Upanishad reminds us that technology must always serve humanity, not other way around. Whether we code an algorithm or design a machine, it must rise from compassion and responsibility towards the larger human family. As we explore the transformation from Industry 1.0 to Industry 5.0, let us remember that without humanity, technology is only machinery. As we all know, मानवता के बिना तकनीक केवल मशीन है. I often recall the words of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam ji. Science is a beautiful gift to humanity. We should not distort it. Today, we talk about artificial intelligence, cobots, Industry 5.0. We must hold on to that beauty, the beauty of using science to elevate human life, to bring safety, joy, and dignity to work. The agenda of my presentation for next 1.5 hours will unfold in stages. We will travel from time from the early sparks of industrial revolution to the age of intelligent machine. Then we will see how India is building an AI ecosystem that balances innovation and inclusions. Later, we will explore real stories from BMW smart factories to Ford's cobot lines that prove human-machine partnership can redefine safety and productivity. Finally, we will glimpse the road ahead for India auto industries. Let us start with a story, the story of how human ingenuity saved the world of work. STEAM Industry 1.0 to Sense Industry 5.0. Industry 1.0 begins in the late 18th century, as we all are aware of that. Powered by the steam engine, it mechanized production and moved the world from the handcrafting to mechanized manufacturing. It was about energy, energy of coal, energy of water, energy of steam. And it brought factories in life. Friends, Industry 2.0 around the early 20th century, when electricity, mass production, and the assembly line increased efficiency. If we talk about the Henry Ford moving assembly line reduced car production time from 12 hours to 90 minutes, an astonishing leap. Industry 3.0 in the 1970s brought electronics, computer, and automation. Robots entered factories, performing repetitive, dangerous tasks. Yet these robots were isolated. They worked behind cages. No person may go there. Programmed, but not perceptive. At present, I am sitting in the industry which manufacture components for the Eicher and Sonalika tractors. I am born and brought up in the same family, visited several industries, worked with Eicher very closely, with Sonalika very closely. LML is not in existence, but still worked with the LML also. By the 2010, we entered Industry 4.0, the digital revolution. Smart factories connected machines through IoT, analyzed data through AI, and created cyber physical system capable of real-time decision making. From Industry 1.0 to 4.0, there was something missing. Amid of this automation, human began to feel distant from the process. Efficiency improved? Yes, improved. But creativity and emotion, fulfillment, definitely declined. Hence emerged Industry 5.0, a revolution that puts human back at the center. This is the era where human creativity meets robot precision, where machines are not replacements, but companions. Industry 5.0 is not about replacing people with robots. It is about augmenting human capability. मानव क्षमताओं को और बढ़ाना. Machines do what they do best: precision, consistency, and strength, while humans bring imagination, ethics, empathy, and judgment. Think of as a duet, not a solo. When a violinist and pianist perform together, they produce harmony that neither could achieve alone. That is what Industry 5.0 envisions. Humans and cobots compromising symphonies of innovation together. Audience, let me ask you, how many of you here have seen a robots at work? Mark thumb in the chat box. How many of you here have seen a robot at the work? Mark thumb in the chat box, please. Okay. And how many have felt that movement of awesome, watching a machine act with precision, but is still guided by human creativity? That feeling of awe is exactly where Industry 5.0 began. We discuss all this contest about the GDP, about the contribution, every revolution, whether it is Industry 1.0 to Industry 5.0. We always compare with the GDP. This slide presents the relevant data regarding growth in global GDP. Around 1780, the global GDP was approximately 1 trillion USD. Over the preceding 1700 years, it had gradually increased from 0.2 trillion to 1 trillion USD. However, from 1780 to the present, the global GDP has increased exponentially to 140 trillion USD, representing a 140-fold increase according to data from our World in Data website. The Industrial Revolution has been a key driver of this exponential growth in global GDP. This growth is not solely driven by manufacturing sector, but also indicates here there's a significant contribution from the service sector and agriculture sector also. It is evident that over the past 10 years, the service sector has contributed approximately 60% to the global GDP, while industrial sector accounts for 25%. That's the approximate data. And agriculture contributes around 4% if we talk about the world GDP. Hence, the industrial revolutions have not only influenced the manufacturing sector, but have also impacted other segments significantly. Friends, there is sound correlation between Industry 4.0 and Industry 5.0. If we talk about the IoT, it is related to the Industry 4.0. If we talk about the human-centric, it is 5.0. There is sound correlation. Industry 4.0 was about smart automation, IoT connectivity, and AI-driven efficiency. The focus was on connecting machines, optimizing production, and creating cyber physical systems. Cyber physical system, a smart setup where digital intelligence controls physical machines using sensors, softwares, and networks, where data guided every manufacturing process. It made factories intelligent, but often mechanical intelligent. Now we move a step ahead. Industry 5.0 brings the human back to the center. It emphasizes creativity, empathy, well-being, and human expertise as the true drivers of progress. Machines remain vital, but they not work with humans, not instead of them. The revolution is no longer about automation, it is about augmentation. The most visible example of this partnership is the rise of collaborative robots or cobots, on which the today's presentation is focused. Cobots are not here to replace human workers. They are assistants, teammates, and partners, designed to handle repetitive, precise, or dangerous tasks so that humans can focus on innovation, design, and problem solving. As one of the participants discussed in the previous session about the Indian Railway, why the Indian Railway is not installing, may Indian Railway install such devices so that the accidents may be decreased. This is the essence of human machine partnership revolution, a balance of technology and humanity. Hence, Industry 4.0 gave us intelligent factories. Industry 5.0 aims to create intelligent and compassionate workplaces where technology amplifies human potential rather than diminishing. Just now we mainly focus on the Industry 5.0 we are discussing for last 10 to 15 minutes regarding this technology and that regarding this revolution. Friends, Industry 5.0 is the next logical step in our evolution. It builds upon the digital backbone of Industry 4.0, IoT, cloud computing, and analytics, but adds a new heart, the human element. It about teamwork between humans and cobots, collaborative robots, designed to work side by side with people. Cobots don't demand breaks, don't tire, and don't complain. But they also don't dream or innovate. Humans do. When the two collaborates, miracle happen. As the European Commission beautifully states, Industry 5.0 recognizes the power of industry to achieve societal goals beyond jobs and growth, to become a resilient provider of prosperity, making production more sustainable, inclusive, and human-centric. That is our focus today, human-centric AI technology. Designed not just to make factories smarter, but to make work more human. Let's talk about the artificial intelligence, a term first coined in 1956 by John McCarthy, who called it the science and engineering of making intelligent machine. But beyond definitions, what truly matters is how AI is shaping our nation destiny. In the past decade, India has risen as a major AI hub. From IITs and IISCs to startups in Bangalore, Pune, and Hyderabad, we are witnessing an explosion of creativity. AI is not just coding, it is thinking machine that learn, reason, perceive, and solve problems. The core components of AI, reasoning, learning, perception, problem solving, and language, mirror the very faculties that make us human. Where machines learn these, they become our extensions. एक कोट पढ़ रहा था, जॉन मैक्राथी ने एक बार मजाक में कहा था, जैसे ही कोई चीज काम करने लगती है, लोग उसे एआई कहना बंद कर देते हैं। सच में जब आपका फोन अगला शब्द अनुमान लगाता है, जब आपकी कार लेन से हटने का संकेत देती है, या जब आपका डॉक्टर एआई की मदद से एमआरआई का विश्लेषण करता है, तब एआई चुपचाप मानवता की सेवा कर रहा होता है। That AI quietly serving humanity. Ultimately, AI is an extension of our collective intelligence. दोस्तों, यह सिर्फ तकनीक नहीं, यह हमारी सोच का विस्तार है। Let's take a moment to trace how far we have come. As we discussed, in 1956, the birth of AI. In 1997, IBM's Deep Blue defeats world chess champion Gary Kasparov. From 24 to 25, the launch of India AI mission, one of the most ambitious nation technology initiatives ever conceived. भारत की सबसे महत्वाकांक्षा राष्ट्रीय प्रौद्योगिकी की पहल. Imagine this: India deploying 18,000 GPUs, nurturing and ranking 10th globally in AI research excellence in the next 5 years. These numbers are not just statistics, they are milestones in our nation's story. The India AI mission represents a vision democratizing access to computing power, nurturing homegrown talent, and ensuring that AI benefits every citizen, from farmers and teachers to doctors and factory workers. As I mark, if we talk about in 1997, when IBM's Deep Blue defeated Gary Kasparov, the defending champion, it was seen as a victory of machine over man. But Kasparov himself later said, I realized that best player is not a human or a computer, but a human plus computer team. That is the philosophy of Industry 5.0. Not either or, but both and. When human and AI collaborates, the sum becomes greater than its parts. Friends, as we have seen, artificial intelligence is driving transformation across key sectors in India, improving efficiency, safety, and inclusivity. If we talk about the major application, there's a revolution in the healthcare. There is saving lives by diagnosing diseases faster and more accurately. AI-powered tuberculosis detection and robotics assisted surgeries have brought world-class healthcare to Indian patients, even in resource poor area. Auto manufacturing, on which we will focus today. AI is changing India's automobile industry by bringing intelligence, precision, and safety to every stage of production. From AI-powered predictive maintenance that previous we discussed prevents equipment failure, to computer vision systems that detect microscopic defects in assembly lines. AI ensures zero defect manufacturing. Industry 5.0 collaborative robot or cobots now work shoulder to shoulder with human technicians, combining human creativity with robotic precisions. The result: safer workplaces, higher productivity, and smarter factories that defines the future of Make in India. Smart agriculture. In agriculture, AI-based plant disease diagnostics and precision farming are helping farmers make data-driven decisions. Using drones and sensors, Farmers can optimize water use, fertilizers, and yield quality, making farming both sustainable and profitable. If we talk about the personalized education sector, AI is reshaping classrooms that we all are seeing nowadays. Reshaping classrooms through personalized and adaptive learning platforms. Each student's learning pace and style are analyzed, allowing teachers to tailor lessons, ensuring that a child in a rural school gets the same opportunity as one in a metro. In defense, AI protect our nation through encrypted networks, autonomous surveillance, and advanced bomb detection systems, strengthening both digital and physical security. To sum up, these are not futuristic ideas. These are living examples of AI serving humanity today, right now in India, in Bharat. And that brings me to an important point. AI is not just automation. As I marked earlier also, it is an augmentation, empowering humans, not replacing them. Dr. Kalam once said, सपने वह नहीं जो हम सोते हुए देखते हैं, सपने वह हैं जो हमें सोने नहीं देते. Friends, the India AI mission is that collective dream keeping an entire generation awake. Let's briefly look at the 4 pillars shaping India's AI future. Massive infrastructure investment. Government's 10,300 crores investment building indigenous AI infrastructure. Think of it as laying digital railway for a new industrial age. उसी तरह से जैसे डिजिटल रेलवे का जाल यदि पूरे भारत में बिछाया जाए, उसी तरह का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलप करना होगा. Ethical AI development, ensuring AI understands Indian languages, values, and contexts. We are designing technology that speaks in our idioms and respects our diversity. Ecosystem empowerment. Through open data platforms, collaborative hubs, and national skilling programs, we are enabling students and startups alike to participate in this transformation. And Vision 2047, where we are interested to be the #1 economy of the world. At present, the economy is around $4.19 trillion, and we are interested to touch $30 trillion in 2047. By our nation's centenary of independence, India aspires to be a global AI powerhouse, creating millions of jobs and solutions that serve humanity. यह सिर्फ मशीन का सपना नहीं, यह भारत का सपना है, तकनीक से समृद्ध और मानवता से प्रेरित. We can imagine, audience, think about that moment. Picture a young engineering students in RJIT Tekanpur. We can take an example. Designing a low-cost AI sensors for accident prevention. As in the previous lectures, Professor Chakravarti was discussing. A small auto component unit, we consider the Malanpur, using Cobots to ensure zero defects. A village school, consider Bhind, using AI for adaptive teaching. That is India 5.0. A land where intelligence, innovation, and inclusion walk hand in hand. यह है इंडिया, एक ऐसी धरती जहां बुद्धिमत्ता, नवाचार और समावेशन साथ साथ चले. Now we discuss the world of the automobile industry. Let's remember one simple truth. Every vehicle is not just metal and code. Actually, it carries lives. A simple, or if I can say that, a single loose bolt, a small software glitch, a missed inspection, these are not just errors, they can become tragedies. In 2024 alone, 27.9 million vehicles were recalled globally as marked in this PPT. Think about that, almost 28 million families called back to the service center because something went wrong. The cost, more than $100 billion. But the deeper cost is trust, Vishwas, the invisible currency that every manufacturer must protect. Each year, road accidents claims more than 1.3 million lives worldwide. Many of these deaths are preventable through better quality control and smarter design. The question arises, can technology become a guardian of human life instead of merely a producer of machines? As per my opinion, definitely technology become a guardian, but definitely we should move in that direction. India, unfortunately, stands high on the list of road fatalities. Traditional measures such as speed limits, signboards, driver education have helped, but the scale of our challenge demands more. The World Health Organization reminds us that road crashes cost most countries nearly 3% of its GDP. Friends, the answer lies not just in more roads or stickers, rules, but in intelligent systems that prevent mistakes before they happen. This is where artificial intelligence becomes the unseen seatbelt of our society. Conventional safety systems reacts after an accident, but AI acts before. Hence, AI can be the game changer in accident prevention. Picture a network of sensors in the car, on the road, in the traffic lights, even in the clouds that forecast weather, all whispering data to each other in real time. AI listens, learns, and predicts. If rain is heavy, if driver fatigue increases, if the brake temperature sensors detects anomaly, the system alerts, corrects, even intervenes. It's not fiction. It is already saving lives. I am taking one of the example, one of the case study, safe traffic co-pilot. There is one remarkable innovation, safe traffic co-pilot, developed by researchers at Johns Hopkins University. Using satellite images, road geometry maps, and historical crash data, it predicts accident hotspots before they occur. It achieves about 70% prediction accuracy. Learning continuously from live data. We have taken that data from the cyber news. In some cities, it is helping authorities decide where to add signage, where to improve lighting, where to slow down traffic. This shift from reaction to prediction is the essence of human-centric AI. Technology no longer waits for tragedy. It anticipates risk and protects life. As I like to say, सुरक्षा पहले, उत्पादन बाद में. Safety first, production later. Because the factory's greatest achievement is not the number of cars it makes, it is the number of lives it saves. Now the question is why human-centric AI matters in auto manufacturing. Let's now return to the factory floor. Research tells us that 71% of the manufacturing tasks are dull, dirty, or dangerous. And that 80% of the workers report some injury during their careers. That means almost every person who builds a car carries a scar on some kind. Here, AI and cobots enter as partner of production. Cobots lift the heavy parts, holds the tool, and repeat high-risk operations with flawless precision. Humans supervise, inspect, and innovate. Where we relieve people from physical strain, we don't just improve efficiency, we restore dignity to work. मानव और मशीन सहस्त्र हाथ से एक सपना पूरा कर सकते हैं. Let us imagine a situation. You see humans and cobots working shoulder to shoulder. A technician guiding a robotic arm as it welds a frame with micro-level accuracy. There's no shouting, no danger, no fatigue, just rhythm, focus, and trust. Would not you want every Indian factory, to feel like this? I am confident each and everyone will say yes. The auto industry is now rewriting its story through AI. Factories today are not filled merely with sparks and grease. They are filled with data, billions of data points streaming from machines, sensors, and softwares every second. AI interprets these signals like an orchestra conductor, or we can say the director, ensuring each instrument play in tune. It detects a misaligned panel, predicts a tool sphere, or identifies a potential weld crack before it becomes a defect. Manufacturing once meant inspection and production. Now it means correction during production. Earlier, I can't forget some situation when we manufacture the products and after that, we generally do the segregation. we remove some defective parts. But nowadays, the correction may be done during the production. Defects, there's minimum chances that material should be defective. There's one video. You enjoy this video, how the AI is supporting the auto industry.
It's transforming. AI's integration into the industry. It's is profound. In design AI, it needs engineers and advanced solutions. The most anticipated developments in these intelligent systems analyze data, various vehicle sensors, learning, and predicting where it may go. It's not each part It's not experience and service. Ways I've never seen before. Personally, I like young experiences. It's transforming storage. Sales services are also getting systems streamlining appointments, reminders, and providing tailored readings. Every insurance industry is feeling the impact. Services now.
As we have seen here, the application of the AI in auto manufacturing or in auto industry. Now, there's another case study, example of Agrati SPA, an Italian auto component manufacturer. By embedding AI into their bolt manufacturing process, they achieve 42% reduction in defect rates, 28% decrease in production time, 99.7% quality consistency. But how? By letting AI analyze thousands of variables, such as temperature, torque, vibration, humidity, and self-adjust parameter on the fly. It does not take jobs actually, AI. It transforms them. यही नौकरी नहीं छीनता, ये उन्हें रूपांतरित. We are discussing a lot about the cobots for the last half an hour. We are discussing cobot, the heroes of Industry 5.0. Unlike traditional Indian industrial robots, locked behind fences, cobots are designed to stand beside us. They sense our presence, stop automatically if we come too close, and can be programmed with simple hand gestures. Even students in a technical institute can learn to teach a cobot. This democratizing, this is the main essence of the robotics, means small enterprises can now afford automation that was once reserved for giants. कह सकते हैं यह तकनीक लोकतांत्रिक है, अभी जाती है नहीं. As we discussed earlier, may this technology be implemented in SMEs, small and medium scale enterprises? Yes, because cost is not too high. Let's look at what makes cobot, that is, it will change the world. The most important segment is tireless precision. They never tire or deviate. AI-powered interaction. They understand context and adapt in real time. Human augmentation. They free workers to focus on creative and supervisory tasks. Universal robots, for instance, are now assisting workers on complex auto assembly lines across the world, improving cycle times by up to 30% while maintaining quality. It is not replacement, it's collaboration in motion. If we talk about the real world impact, the data speaks clearly. Up to 30% productivity gains in plants adopting cobots. Enhanced customization. Each vehicle tailored to a customer's need. Energy optimization. AI reducing material waste and carbon footprint. Total amount of greenhouse gases, especially the carbon dioxide and methane, decreasing. In short, cobots deliver efficiency with empathy. They help create factories that are not only smarter, but also greener and happier. If we talk about the real world impact, transforming auto manufacturing at floors, we look at two signing examples, BMW and Ford companies, that have already embraced this human cobot partnership. AI detects microscopic defects that no human eye can catch. And how cobots have made one's dangerous jobs safe and fulfilling. These are not just distant success stories, they are roadmaps. ये दूर की सफलताओं की कहानी नहीं है, ये हर उस भारतीय निर्माता के लिए मार्गदर्शिका है, रोडमैप फॉर एवरी इंडियन मैन्युफैक्चरर्स who dreams of a future where quality, safety, and humanity walk together. Let's step into a factory in Germany, the BMW plant. Every day, thousands of cars moves along assembly lines where more than 5,000 sensors collect terabytes of data. Temperature, torque, weld current, pressure, vibration. Each parameter is a heartbeat of the production process. Traditional inspection relied on human experience. An engineer would check weld seams, look for surface irregularities, listen to engine vibrations. But human sight is limited to about 0.1 millimeter of variation. Deep learning computer vision systems can detect defects down to a few microns, 1/10 the thickness of a human hair. If we talk about how it works technically, the data acquisition generally being done by the high resolution cameras, and then pre-processing, AI models filter noise, correct lens distortion, and normalize lighting conditions. Then feature extraction. Convolution neural networks. A neural network is specialized artificial neural network designed to process spatial or grid-like data, such as images or videos. Isolate features such as age continuity, texture gradient, and so on. Anomaly detection. A trained model compares current features against historical gold standard templates. Then real-time feedback. When a deviation exceeds tolerances, the AI triggers micro adjustment in robotic arm or alerts the human supervisor via an augmented reality dashboard. The result: microscopic flaws in paint finish, weld integrity, or panel alignment are caught before the car leaves the line. दोस्तों, यही एआई की शक्ति है। जो आंख से छिप जाए वह डेटा से नहीं बच सकता। Nowadays, everywhere we are talking about the data, everywhere. BMW pioneered this closed-loop AI system, integrating sensors, cameras, and machine learning algorithms into every major station: welding, painting, assembly, testing. Then data collection, as usual, multi-sensors. Arrays generate millions of data points for each vehicle. AI analysis, gradient boosted and deep neural models identify anomalies in torque, temperature, and acoustic signatures. Then after that, there is an immediate intervention. The system either adjusts parameter automatically via PLC interface or prompt an operator through a visual clue on the HMI panel. Then continuous learning. Each correction becomes new training data, refining the model's accuracy in the next cycle. The outcome of it is defects rate dropped by more than 35%. Production cycle time shortened by 12%. Warranty claims decline across all vehicle models. Customer satisfaction indices rose to record levels. From a data engineering perspective, BMW builds its AI control tower on a hybrid cloud edge architecture. Inferences happens at the edge for low latency, low delay, less than 50 milliseconds, while model training occurs in the cloud using GPU clusters. This illustrates the broader Industry 5.0 ethos. Distributed intelligence serving human decision making in real time. When we think of robotics, we often imagine cold precision. That means without emotion. Yet at BMW, AI is an assistant that frees engineer to focus on innovation, designing more sustainable vehicles. It is the perfect symphony of code and conscious. Again, imagine one of the condition. You are an engineer on the shop floor. The AI not only alerts you to a problem, but also explain why it occurred, such as temperature drift in station 24 or 25 or station X due to warm calibration. You decide the next step. The machine learns from your reasoning, and together you prevent the next defect. This is expendable AI, the bridge between trust and technology. We can say that जब मशीन इंसान से सीखता है, then we can say that Industry 5.0 का सपना पूरा होता है. Now we take a case study of the Ford's cobot integration in assembly line. Let's cross the Atlantic to Ford's engine plant at Spain. Their challenges, actually, repetitive tasks causing worker fatigue and injury. Ergonomics audits revealed that sealant applications, heavy component lifting, and torque tightening were high risk operations. Instead of full automation, Ford adopted AI enabled collaborative robots. Here is how these robots with human, that means cobots, operate technically. Same as it is vision system, capturing the photographs with the help of the stereo cameras, structured light sensors, and localized parts, force torque sensors, 6-axis sensors detect unexpected resistance, allowing the cobot to modulate pressure instantly. AI motion planning, reinforcement learning algorithms, optimize trajectories for minimum jerk and maximum safety. Proximity awareness, ultrasonic and infrared arrays track human coworkers within a 1.5 meter safety radius, adjusting speed dynamically. The cobot applies adhesive or bolts parts while the human workers inspect alignments. If a deviation occurs, AI recalculates the path on the fly. यदि कहीं भी कोई गड़बड़ होती है, AI तुरंत recalculate data को करके everything make it correct. If we talk about the outcome of it, 30% reduction in workplace injuries. It is marked on the website. 20% faster assembly cycle. 95% worker satisfaction rating in internal surveys. But beyond the numbers, something deeper changed, that is morally. Workers reported feeling trusted, saying, the robot helps me do my best work. This emotional ownership transforms culture. When people see technology as a teammate rather than a threat, productivity becomes self-driven. Now we take a quick look at safety architecture. As we are aware with safety standards, ISO 10218, safety in standards for industrial robots, and TS 15066, safety requirement for collaborative robots, that means cobots. That standards define power and force limits for human-robot collaboration. Cobots employ layered safety, multiple layers of protection to ensure human safety while working alongside people. Perception layer, science for sensors. Planning layers, AI algorithms. Control layer, servo adjustment. And reaction layer, that is emergency stop. AI models continuously predict collision, probably using Bayesian estimates, statistical, it is a statistical methods, work on prior knowledge and new observed data. This makes modern cobots inherently safe by design, not by enclosures. Safety not as a barrier, but as a foundation. तकनीकी सुरक्षा को सीमा नहीं बनाती, आधार बनाती है. Let's step back from circuits and algorithms. Why do these examples matters? Because they demonstrate that technology finds its highest expression when it protects and empowers the human spirits. When a Ford technician goes home without back pain, that is Industry 5.0 at work. When a BMW engineer spends less time chasing defects and more time designing cleaner engines, that is Industry 5.0 innovation. That is human-centric AI. Technology is fulfilling its dharma to serve life. Now it is quiz time, because we all are talking about the AI cobots. Which car company was the first to use cobots in its assembly lines? Kindly mark in the chat box. Which car company was the first to use cobots in its assembly line? Okay. Very good. As VR Kiranji has marked that Dr. Mahesh, someone marked that's Ford, BMW, Audi, maybe Volkswagen. Very good. But the company is the General Motors. That is Ford. And the second question, as it is marked, you have to mark, is it true or false? Cobots can work with you as a lab partner. Yes, true or false? Very good. I appreciate your efforts. I really appreciate. Sohail had marked, Rashmi madam has marked, Rajesh ji marked, Anjana madam marked, Ashish marked. Really very good. Active participation. I really once again appreciate both the coordinators that really in this tough time, all the participants are very active and they are participating in this FDP actively. Friends, we talk about how artificial intelligence gives cobots superhuman abilities that transform auto manufacturing. AI enables cobots to see, think, and learn, much like humans do, but with far greater precision and consistency. See through computer vision, think by predicting problems, learn from human workers, understand human intent. The next frontier is natural communication. So AI does not just make machines faster, it makes them more aware, more adaptable, and more human. This is a true superpower of AI in modern auto manufacturing. Let's examine the architecture of a collaborative manufacturing cell. Definitely, human digital twin for virtual replica digital model of a human worker. Before a single bolt is turned, engineers simulate the operator's posture, reach, and fatigue profile using motion capture data. This digital twin ensures ergonomic design. Sensor fusion. The cobot fuses data from ultrasonic and RGB-D cameras, red, green, blue depth cameras, to maintain an adaptive safety bubbles around the worker, which is most important. There's a major difference between the cobot and robot. Edge AI controller, a compact GPU unit executes neural network interference locally for sub 20 milliseconds response time. Cloud analytics, production logs is streamed to a secure cloud for predictive maintenance and continuous learning updates. Multi-model interface, voice, gesture, and touch screen commands provide intuitive overrides, pause, handoff, verify. Together, these components form what we call a cyber physical work cell. It is a living
फोन का छोटे ठेंगा दिखा दिया भाई गरम हो गया लग रहा
together.
हाँ बहुत जल्दी आओ
Together, these components form what we call a cyber physical work cell. It is a living system where data flows both ways from human to machine and back. There's another case study. Audi predictive maintenance. Audi, the German plant, offers a glimpses of this intelligence in motion. Here, cobots equipped with vibration and thermal sensors continuously monitor welding guns, AI model analyze. If a deviation appears, the cobot schedule self-calibration before a defect occurs. Technically, this uses a long short-term memory network trained on acoustic emission data. It predicts electrode wears with 92% accuracy, saving hundreds of tool change hours annually. So we move from reactive maintenance to predictive maintenance, from what went wrong to what might go wrong. If we talk about the human cobot workflow, let's visualize a typical operation door panel assembly. The cobot lifts and positions the 25-kilogram panel with millimeter precision. The human aligns, clips, and checks tactile feel. A vision camera verifies gap uniformly. AI sends instant feedback. The operator confirms the quality via a haptic glove interface. Behind this choreography runs a co-intelligence loop. That means human input, AI prediction, cobot action, and then human validation. The cycle time will be around 17 seconds and the error rate is less than 0.05%. What used to be fatigue prone work becomes a dance of accuracy and confidence. And definitely, Trust does not come from software alone. It comes from transparency. Therefore, every modern cobot incorporates expendable AI dashboards. When a robot pauses or alters its path, it displays the reason: human proximity detected, object misalignment, or force limit thresholds. This clarity reduces fear and builds acceptance. In psychological safety studies at MIT, researchers found that when operators understand a robot's decision process, their cooperation speed increases by 27%. So we learn that clarity breeds confidence. जब विश्वास आता है, ट्रस्ट आता है, तो डेफिनेटली टेक्नोलॉजी सहायक बनने लगती है, सहयोग देने लगती है. We talk about the India's transformative opportunity in collaborative robotics. Here lies an extraordinary opening for Bharat. India's auto sector employs over 19 million people, many in small and medium enterprises. Large industrial robots remain unaffordable for most SMEs, but cobots, as I marked earlier, lightweight, reconfigurable, and cloud connected bridge that gap. A single universal robot in the form of cobot costs a fraction of a conventional robot and can be redeployed within hours. For policymakers among us, this aligns perfectly with Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat, decentralized innovation and skill empowerment. Imagine a cluster of tier 2 auto suppliers in Nasik using locally programmed cobots for precision machining, or a vocational institute in Patna teaching students to train robots through simple hand guiding. That is how we democratize Industry 5.0. But everything comes at a one point, that is planet, that is sustainability. Industry 5.0 does not stop at efficiency. It extends to planetary responsibility. Cobots contribute by running variable speed drives that consume 30 to 40% less energy than conventional, reusing kinetic energy through regenerative braking system in multiple axle joints, allowing micro batch production that reduces over manufacturing and waste. A schedule cobot task dynamically to flatten energy peaks, known as demand response optimization. At Hyundai's Ulsan plant, that is in South Korea, this saved 2.5 megawatt hours per week, equivalent to 1,500 liters of diesel in emission. This synergy of intelligence and ecology embodies the new mantra, smart ho par green ho. If we talk about the key challenges in adopting Industry 5.0, transparency and trust in AI. Industrial AI systems often act like black boxes. Expendable AI methods serve as layer-wise relevance, propagation, and safety value analysis reveal why a model made a decision, building trust accountability, and compliance with standards like ISO 26262 and the European Union AI Act. Now we can say that it is our responsibility. हम मशीन को समझे, बस चलाए नहीं. Cyber physical security, it is also one of the major challenge. Smarter factories means more entry points for risk. Defense in-depth strategies, network segmentation, AI-based intrusion detection, and red team testing makes security a culture, not a software. Safety must be in the blood. सुरक्षा अब एक संस्कार में आना चाहिए. Cost and compatibility. SMEs face funding and legacy system hurdles. Start small, retrofit sensors, adopt open protocols, and scale from predictive maintenance to cobots. Transformation is a ladder, not a leap, actually. Workforce transition and skill gap. The real challenge is human, not technical. Future factories need hybrid professionals, part engineers, part data scientists, part empath. Empower people and technology will follow. Now we talk about the Triveni Sangam of skilling. Glad to know that Maruti Suzuki has set up 17 skill enhancement centers across India. Each center houses real robotic arms, sensors, and AI vision models donated from companies' decommissioned lines. Student practice programming, pick and place tasks, and learn to troubleshoot collaborative robots. Within 2 years, over 6,000 trainees found placement, not as line worker, but as automation mentors for suppliers MSMEs. This model so come a national template. Industry donating hardware, academia providing pedagogy, and government offering certification. Together, these three pillars form the Triveni Sangam of skilling. If we talk about the India's automotive opportunities, now let us talk strategy. India is already the third largest automotive market in the world and the largest two-wheeler producer. We export to more than 70 countries and aim to reach a 300 billion, approximately 24.9 lakhs crores manufacturing output by 2030. To sustain that momentum, AI-driven safety and quality are no longer optional. It should be mandatory. They are competitive necessities nowadays. But why? Because global buyers now evaluate suppliers not just on cost, but on digital maturity. How traceable, how defect-free, how sustainable their production is. If Indian manufacturers, यदि भारतीय निर्माता आज एआई और कोबोट्स को अपनाते हैं, we can leapfrog legacy constraint and position ourselves as the world's ethical manufacturing hub. आत्मनिर्भर भारत सिर्फ निर्माण का नारा नहीं, नई सोच का दृष्टिकोण भी है. Self-reliant India is not a slogan of production, it is a vision of mindset. Every future-ready factory must balance the three Ps: people, planet, and then profit. Government initiative such as India AI Mission, PLI schemes, that is production linked incentive schemes, and Digital India BharatNet creates the digital spine for this league. AI audit framework, green tax incentives are also the government initiatives. We talk about the Vision 2047, Bharat as a human-centric AI powerhouse. By our centenary of independence, envision a Bharat where every industrial cluster runs on transparent ethical AI. Every worker correlates with machine rather than competes. Every student learns robotics in his or her mother tongue through immersive education. Every policy balances innovation with inclusion. This is not fantasy, it is tragedy. India AI mission, a digital public infrastructure, and Make in India 5.0 collectively form the rocket stages of this ascent. The fuel, however, is our people's curiosity and courage. As Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said, reminded us, our nation's best brain are found at the last bench of the classroom. Let us find those minds, equip them with AI, and watch what happens. Innovation rooted in empathy, prosperity woven with purpose. Friends, if we talk about the concluding remarks, let us remember the goal of human-centric AI is not to replace people, but to empower them. When humans and cobots work together, precision meets creativity and efficiency gains meaning. AI ensures safety, flexibility, and sustainability, making our workplace smarter and our industry greener. This collaboration between man and machine is shaping a future ready Industry 5.0 India resilient, ethical, and human as its core. Because ultimately, the heart of every intelligent machine is human. Change the thinking, and the nation will change. And at last, I will definitely say, don't take pressure. Always be sincere. Never be serious in the life. These are the references from where we have taken the data to prepare my presentation. And at last, कहा जाता है, हंसने से सारी परेशानियां दूर हो जाती हैं. हंसते रहिए, मुस्कुराते रहिए. Thank you to all of you for listening me patiently in this odd time. That is a dinner time. Thank you to all of you. Hand it over to Chakravarti ji.
Good evening, sir, once again. And it was indeed a very, very wonderful and grasping lecture where the key point, the takeaway point is Atmanirbhar Bharat, which I understood, sir. Atmanirbhar Bharat with a pinch of AI, definitely. So,
At present, I am sitting in the industry itself.
I know, sir. So that is what, sir, at the very outset, I said to our distinguished participants that we have Dr. P.S. Chauhan, who is a renowned academician in this Gwalior region and an industrialist as well. Sir is actually presently looking after the charges of Vikrant University Gwalior as VC, and we are very much, as organizers, we are very much thankful to him that he has taken some time for us out of his busy schedule. Sir, we are very much touched, very much mesmerized with your presentation, and I hope the equal response from our dear participants also. So thank you very much, sir, once again. And
Thank you, Chakraji, for giving me the opportunity
thank you, sir.
for the interaction with all the participants. And really, I am delighted to have such participants, and they are
Yes,
really effective.
yes, certainly, sir. Certainly, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, dear participants, soon we are going to float today's quiz also. And as mentioned earlier, that attendance will be taken in the automatic mode only. It will be generated by the Zoom.
Quiz link is already floated, sir, in the chat box.
Wonderful. So it is going to remain effective for another, I think, 10-15 minutes. So I request all the participants to please be ready to submit the quiz like previous days. And thank you very much. Thank you very much to all. Good night. Thank you, Yuvraji. Thank you, Mr. Yash. So with this, we are closing today's session. Thank you very much.
And one more request from my side.
Please, sir. Please, sir.
Users, those who are joined with the in the guest mode, please rename themselves.
Yes,
I can see a Zoom user, Vivo, Oppo, and some random anonymous names are there.
That will be very much difficult for us to.
Yes, it's very difficult to make attendance of from
Yes.
using these names.
Yes. So yeah, it's a valid point raised by Mr. Yash. I request all our distinguished participants to please keep check on this, because otherwise it will be very difficult for us to map the attendance with the quiz submitted, and that may create problem in certificate generation, because we will be submitting each and every data to AICTE. So thank you very much. Good night all. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Yuvraj, you can end this session. Yogra sir, are you there?
Right, sir. Yes. Let them check the link. I'll be closing this, right?
Yes, yes.
Hope all the participants has copied this link. I'm closing the session. Thank you so much. Good night.